What's up, doll collectors, hobbyists, fabs, and besties? I'm Toya, an adult doll collector. Welcome to my miniverse. Lately, I've been toying around with light customizing, a quick lip repaint here and there, and I want to get better. But I also like the idea of making changes that are temporary. But there's one thing we have to tackle first: shiny, pixelated faces. Now, the pixelated part might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think we can do a little something about the shine. I'm an adult doll collector, and I don't always want to pay adult collector prices just to get a doll that's not overly shiny, like this one right here. Playline dolls can be found at less expensive prices, but they're often shiny and pixelated, which can create challenges when trying to photograph them. In the comments, some of you have suggested using a matte Mod Podge. It's pretty inexpensive, can be found at most craft stores, and is water-based. So let's give it a try. I got a shiny Brooklyn here that we can use to test the glue. Let's take a little Mod Podge and brush a thin coat on one side of the doll and allow it to dry. So now we can compare. Even though this is a matte Mod Podge, it still has a little bit of a shine. We can see that there is a light sheen on the forehead now, but I think the eyes do appear to be a little less shiny. But we do need to be careful about our brush strokes and where the glue stops, because it will be visible. The sheen is kinda glowy. Since this is Mod Podge, we can use warm water and soap to remove it, and it can scratch off. Another option could be DuraClear Ultra Matte. Prices can range around $10 to $13, and I've seen it at Michael's. Let's try it out on this June face sculpt. We can see that she is very shiny, so let's brush on the DuraClear, and I'm gonna go nice and thin. And I'm thinking I might try to tap it a little so we just don't see brush strokes. And hopefully it will mimic skin. It doesn't take that long to dry, and it's a lot more matte than the Mod Podge. Again, I only painted half the face. This is the unpainted side, and then this is the painted side. Let's shine a light directly on top so you can see that it has reduced some of the shine. Here it is compared to the Mod Podge, and you can see the DuraClear is a lot less shiny. So I'm gonna go with the DuraClear. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is the Ultra Matte, and I'm finding that it doesn't scratch as easily once dried, which I'm about to use on this doll. I loved her when she first came out. I just didn't love the shininess. I repainted her lips because I found her lipstick a little bright. But we're just going to give her a quick DuraClear facial. So here is the before, and here's the after. Her skin even looks a little more hydrated, and if you still see a little shine coming through, we can just use a finer paintbrush and add it just to those spots, which can come in handy if you just want to add it to the eyes and eyebrows. Here is another doll that I like, but the shiny pixels stand out a lot on her skin tone. So here's the before, and here's the after. Then let's change her lip color using a little acrylic paint. This is my second time repainting her lips. I think this looks a little more subtle. Then I add a little watered down Mod Podge for my second attempt at painting her lips. What if we want to make some changes that are easy to remove, like our doll contacts that we made a few years back? So I made a new printable. This time I tried to get all fancy with it. Since we're doing doll contacts part 2, I put a 1-inch line at the top so we can use a ruler to see if it's printing the right size. Mine's actually a little over an inch, like almost like an inch and an eighth, but I printed it at 100% and it seems to be about the right size. I don't know why that came out wrong. The printable has 4 doll faces on it, and on the side we have little contact cases. The idea is that we'll be able to make the eyes over here and then place them over here when not in use. So this is page 1, this is page 2, and here is page 3. So we've got 12 different faces to choose from at the moment. Let's take some page protectors and place the paper inside, so hopefully we can paint on top. Let's start with a layer of Mod Podge covering the cornea of the eye. We can also choose to cover the whole eye to get more surface area, which might make them a little easier to handle. Personally, I kind of like the idea of going over the whole eye, but let's just keep going and see how it looks when we're done. Once the Mod Podge has dried, we can easily see through it. So we can use a nail art brush to add a little bit of paint right over the existing eye. I added a little green and a little brown, then repeat for the other eye. Then I added black paint for the pupil, add a dot of white paint, allow it to dry. Then let's add a little more Mod Podge. Try to be neat with it and allow it to dry. On the eyes where we painted everything, we can do the same thing and just paint right over the cornea. But if we make a mistake, we can go in with a little white paint and touch it up. Then seal it with Mod Podge just like before. And you know what? After applying a whole layer of Mod Podge to the eye, we can probably paint the whole eye white. Then we can repaint the eyes, looking another direction. But we don't have a guide to follow, so we're getting some good practice at painting without worrying about messing up our doll. That looks pretty decent, so let's go over it with a little Mod Podge. These two are dry, so let's carefully remove them from the plastic to see a doll-sized contact that we can carefully place over the doll's eye. Tweezers do help, and we just gently push it down to change the doll's eye color. But we're not going to leave these contacts in overnight, so let's gently remove them from the doll. Oops, and don't lose them. And we can just place them on the printable contact case, right on the paper. Well, on the clear plastic on the paper. Once both have been removed, we can totally make another pair, doing all the same things that we did before. But this time, I'm trying to keep the glue a little thinner when I first start. I'm hoping it'll keep the surface flatter so I can stay a little neater, and then still finish it with Mod Podge. Then let's take our new contact and place it on the doll. Now these are just clinging to the doll's face, so if you're moving around a lot and changing their clothes, it is possible to lose them. But that just means we get more practice making them. Now let's try the full eye cover. If you find that your contacts are a little too small or too large, you might have to resize the page. I printed mine at 100% and it's probably a tiny bit small, but it seems to be working good. Covering the whole eye will make the eye shiny if you're using gloss Mod Podge, which is one of my big complaints about pixelated dolls. So you could always go with a matte finish if you like. But so far, I like the single contacts and covering the whole eye. So it just comes down to personal preference. Or if you want to change the direction of the eyes, which is kind of fun because we can go from this to this. We can even take some ideas from our sleeping doll video and cover the whole eye, including the eyelashes, then go over it with a little paint that matches the doll's skin tone. Well, as much as I can to the actual doll. Then let's add a little eyeshadow, maybe some pink to soften those edges. Then very carefully add a little liner to the bottom. Then I still covered it with Mod Podge to try to keep it flexible. Now we just have to wait for it to dry. While waiting, here is another option if you don't have page protectors. We can take clear tape. I'm using packing tape because it's wide. Then use it to cover each picture and the contact cases and each block without any seams. Then we should be able to paint directly onto the tape, just like before. I applied Mod Podge to the cornea and allowed it to dry. I add a dark color around the edge. This is a lot easier to do off camera. Then a lighter color making sure we can still see the darker one. Then add black for the pupil, then a white dot, and seal it with Mod Podge. Then we should be able to remove it from the tape and place it on the doll. And yeah, it works. I think a good combination is using the tape and the page protector so we can keep the contacts safe on the inside when not in use. Our eyelids are now dry, so we can carefully lift them from the plastic and place them onto the doll to make it look like her eyes are closed. Now here, it really does matter that the picture is the same size as the doll, otherwise the eyelids might not cover the eyelashes. But I love it! It looks like she's really about to enjoy that cup of coffee or a really good song. These printables will be available to download for free on our blog, myfroggystuff.blogspot.com. And thank you for joining us while we updated our doll contacts. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram and YouTube at MyFroggyStuff and Bella of MyFroggyStuff on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye!